to the April edition of Berkley News Update. I'm Linda Tucker. We're here this afternoon in an old Berkley landmark, the Berkley Theater. Richard and Judy Comer have allowed us to come in here today to do Berkley News Update. Later you'll meet both of them and hear about the history of the Berkley Theater, and we'll also have these stories for you. We salute retiring City Manager John Kirikoff. It's summer camp sign-up time. Get a preview of the 1992 Berkley Ice Show. Berkley Days is upon us. We'll give you the schedule of activities. And purchase a piece of history and help support the Berkley Historical Museum. It's my pleasure this afternoon to be here in the Berkley Theater with my guests, Richard and Judy Comer, owners of the Berkley Theater. Welcome to Berkley News Update.
Thank you.
When I was a kid, I used to walk up here with 50 cents. It was 25 cents to get in. I could see 2 feature films, a serial, a cartoon. I'd still have money for popcorn and money to call home for a ride. I spent many happy hours here. I'm sure everybody in the Berkley area and in the city of Berkley have spent many happy hours here, but I bet a lot of them don't know the history of the Berkley Theater. Can you tell us something about the history and the previous owners?
I'll be happy to. The theater was built in 1940, and that's the same year I was born, so we share that in common. And at that time, of course, Berkley was kind of a small town. And we like to think it's still a nice small town for families to live and work in. My father started in the theater business back in the early 1930s with his brother, and they had a chain of theaters and drive-ins that they built. And back in about 1961, my dad had sold his interest in the chain and was looking to go back into the theater business, and we noticed this theater, and we liked the community of Berkley and the surrounding area. And my dad and my mother purchased the theater at that time from the Nederlander organization, who most of you know about as a big theatrical producer and has the Fisher Theater and Playhouse and so forth. But they were running movie theaters at the time, and it was kind of a sleepy, old, marginal operation. There wasn't a real dynamic business at that time, but my dad had already 20-some years of experience in the business, and my mother also, and they took the business over. At that time I was in law school, and I kind of helped out as an assistant manager while I was studying up at the manager's office instead of being on the floor, but I got through law school and the theater prospered.
Oh, that's good.
Dick's dad also, when he took over, the patronage was at a pretty slow point. He literally used to go door to door all through Berkley, introduce himself. Sometimes at the start of a movie, he'd literally stand right on the street and flag down people to come in, to bring people in. Everyone knows, up and down all the blocks, he used to go into every store. Everyone knew Harry Comer, and still do, because he still likes to come by here. He always wants an update on what's going on.
That's nice that he still keeps in touch, and it's really a booming business here.
Well, it is. And we took the theater over. My dad retired back in about '82, and the city of Berkley was nice enough to have him down to a city council meeting, and they passed a resolution honoring him and my mother. And we have a nice plaque of that and so forth. But in 1982, Judy and I, we live in Huntington Woods, and our kids have gone through the Berkley school system and everything else, but it was a good opportunity for us to take over this business in addition to our other work that we're involved in. And we took the business over in '82, and it's been almost 10 years now that we've operated it. And it's been a lot of fun. We've enjoyed it. And I'd just like to say, as part of this segment, that I'd like to dedicate this segment to my parents, Harry and Lillian Comer, and to all of our loyal employees, including Bill Briggs, who's behind one of the cameras here, who's been a long-time employee, manager, and has really helped us many, many years. And there's others like Dale Boker and Shirley McNichols and Jim Barrett and others that have been just wonderful in making this a unique place so that families can come in here, feel comfortable, and enjoy themselves at the movies.
They sure can. Can you tell us some of the unique features of the theater?
Yes, I'd like to point out that we're one of the very few theaters left in the metropolitan Detroit area, and it's kind of a vanishing breed to have a huge single-screen auditorium with 850 seats and a giant screen. I grew up in the theater business, and that's the kind of movie theaters I used to go to, like you were talking about as a kid. And it is rather unique because most of the theaters today that are being built are built with multiple screens and smaller auditoriums. And we think that the presentation quality here with the big auditorium and huge screen is good, and I think our patrons appreciate it. They always point it out. That's one of their favorite features. The other points is about the theater, we do have, about 4 or 5 years ago, we put in a new stereo sound system, and we have 10 surround speakers and 4-channel stereo sound, so that was a big improvement, and I know the people like that. As far as some of the other unique features, we've tried to maintain the theater in its original Art Deco tradition. We haven't tried to make a lot of modern changes, but if you look back up in the rear of the auditorium there's a little room called the Cry Room, and we still use it from time to time, and that was intended to have a spot for mothers with crying babies to go up and watch the movie, and they have their own little seats and sound system there. That's kind of unique, and that way it doesn't disturb the other patrons.
One other point with we own our own concession stand, which is part of the theater. Being that we are a small business and not a multiplex business, I'm able to order my food weekly, so it should be very fresh. It's the popcorn, which we've gotten awards in past years for, is freshly popped every evening, and that aroma the minute you walk in the front door, it's very hard to resist our popcorn. We try to keep it our whole ambiance is very warm and friendly. We always have adult supervision at the show here. We have good parking, good lighting, and we're proud to be in Berkley, and I feel that you're proud to have us here too.
Richard, can you tell us something about the backstage area and the projection room?
Well, the old Art Deco style theaters like this one, many of them had full stage areas where they put live entertainment on, such as the Royal Oak Theater in the old Washington. This isn't quite as old of a building as those theaters, but it does have a stage that goes back about 25 feet, and it has some wings on it. We have our big voice of the theater speakers back there. They're old, but they're great. We got 3 great, big, huge speakers there that give us our stereo sound, and we use it for storage back there. And there's curtains, and but I don't believe it was ever used for legitimate plays like some of the old theaters were. As far as the projection room, we are still using a union projectionist. He's been with us for many years, and we use some vintage equipment. They're old Simplex projectors. They happen to be old, but they happen to be very good, and they still work real well combined with our new stereo sound system. And there's not too many of those old machines running, but we keep them up, and they show a good picture. So it's Art Deco vintage all the way here.
How hard is it to maintain a building of this size and this age?
Well, fortunately, this building was constructed very well. It's a solid building, and we've made a very special point out of working on the basics and taking care of things on a periodic basis. And that way we don't run into a lot of problems if we do a little bit of work each year. It takes a lot of TLC, but we've managed to do a fairly good job. There's things we want to continue to improve. You always have to be working on the seats and things like that, because we do get some big crowds in here and just normal wear and tear. But we keep up with it, and we're gradually improving things. And I know my manager here, Bill Briggs, knows, and I'm big on supplies and parts and all that sort of thing. So we always try to keep a lot of parts and supplies on hand and make sure our sound and picture quality and everything is comfortable for the people that come.
Do you have any plans for renovation?
Well, we've explored different ideas about renovation, but in the end, in talking with Bill and the rest of the staff and in talking with patrons, I think people really enjoy coming to the theater as a single auditorium with a big giant screen, and I don't think we're going to change that. I think we're going to keep that because that's one of the unique characteristics that people really enjoy when they come here. As far as the renovations, I'd like to do what the Fox Theater has done, but I don't have quite the budget to do that. But more in line with that sort of thing, of doing the decorating and restoring some of the original design of the theater, so that we keep it in the old-fashioned Art Deco sort of decor. And we're gradually working on that in restoring things to the way they originally were. I kind of grew up with that ambiance, and I'm real nostalgic about it. And I think there's a lot of people here that are, and I know our senior citizens that come to the theater, and we value their patronage and keep the prices reasonable for them in particular. They also like that ambiance. They feel comfortable with it, and not everybody is into the real modern glitz. There's a spot for traditional and Art Deco, and we think we have it here.
We sure do. Well, can you give us any updates on movies to come?
Well, we've been able to get some earlier releases of movies, and some of them are the Academy Award movies. We recently played Prince of Tides and Bugsy, which were excellent movies. We're currently playing Hook, which was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, and it's an excellent family movie. We hope to get a movie like Wayne's World, which is a real popular comedy, and we may be running some promotions, 2-for-1 passes and things like that. We're considering doing some of those things for a lot of the local residents and others, just as a general promotion for our loyal patrons.
Well, that's great.
Can I add one last thing?
Oh, sure.
When you mentioned about the Berkley being a gem and a landmark, there is a book that just came out recently called Ticket to Paradise, which was published in England and in Boston. And to our surprise, we didn't know about it. They picked all vintage or theaters that were very eye-catching or something very unique about them, and they chose the Berkley Theater as their cover page.
Oh my gosh!
In the book, and so we're very pleased.
Yeah,
with that.
in fact, we gave it to your people. They're going to try to make a picture of the cover page there with the old-fashioned doors of the theater.
Front doors.
But out of all the theaters around the country and everything, they use it as a.
Right.
Plus, the marquee here has been used on the Berkley High School yearbook and different things, and it's kind of a symbol for all the folks that live in Berkley and the surrounding area. So.
Well,
thank you so much.
We've enjoyed talking to you.
I've enjoyed it
Very
also.
good.
Thank you.
I think you can tell how proud we are.
Oh,
of the
yeah.
work that we do. We don't take it lightly. It's very
We appreciate
important.
our patronage, and of all the viewers out there, we encourage you to support us like you have for so many years. We're a local, family-run, independent business, and we appreciate your patronage, and we'll always try to do the best for you.
Here's a familiar sight for theater patrons, the concession stand. A few years ago, the theater won an award for its popcorn. In my book, it's still the best. After this brief intermission, we'll have more about the Berkley Theater, a preview of the ice show, and Berkley Days.
Taste the best chili north of Texas at the Great Chili Cook-Off, May 2nd and 3rd in Saline, near Ann Arbor. Featuring 120 chili cooks, country concerts, the USA Demolition Derby, the Great Midwestern Egg Drop Championship, a horse show, an art show, and much more. And learn to cook the chili of the champions in the Great Chili Cookbook. All proceeds benefit the National Kidney Foundation of Michigan. For information, call 800-482-1455.
Welcome back to the second half of Berkley News Update. It's appropriate that we're here in a theater today as we talk about closing the curtain on a successful career. After 22 years as city manager at Berkley, John Kirikoff has retired. His last day at City Hall was filled with kind farewells and best wishes from employees and friends.
Berkley employees presented retiring city manager John Kirikoff with a brunch in his honor on his last day at City Hall. His wife Adina, son Greg, daughter-in-law Michelle, and his newest grandson also joined employees in wishing him well.
From all of us, retirement means so many things. Retirement means new pleasure in daily little things, enjoying the fresh beginning that each new morning brings. Retirement means looking ahead to future days that hold new friends to meet, new things to do, and happiness untold. Oh, and it's signed by everyone. Retirement is beginning of a brand new things in store. May yours be filled with happiness in all you've planned before. Well, thank you very much. Oh, and here's these gifts and the brunch are just a small way of expressing our appreciation to you and extending our best wishes for long and very fulfilling retirement. Thank you all. Any successes that I might have had here in the city, of course, I think reflects on all of you, because without dedicated, loyal city employees, it would have been very difficult for things to happen here in the public interest. And looking back over the years, it seems like many good things have happened in the city, and now as I leave, I think someone coming in with a fresh perspective and a different viewpoint may then take a different view and fresh view, and hopefully things will continue to move forward in the city in a very positive manner. So thank you all for these gifts, and I'll certainly remember all of you.
The employees presented Mr. Kirikoff with several gifts, including a color television.
Oh, good grief. That'd be a nice time.
You guys are having my
And it's stereo. The crowd to the left and the crowd to the right, you know.
Well, I'll think of all of you every time I turn this on.
At the end of the day, the Public Safety Department sent him off in traditional style. A Berkley fire truck was waiting to take him home, ending his nearly 23 years as Berkley City Manager.
Before long, children will be out of school and on vacation. Now is the time to sign them up for summer camp. But with tough times facing many Berkley residents, summer camp might be out of the family's budget. There is help available for families in need through Berkley Huntington Woods Youth Assistance.
Hello, I'm Betty Smith. I'm the chairperson of Berkley Huntington Woods Youth Assistance.
And my name is Armithas Lucius, and I'm the caseworker, and we're happy to be with you today. We'd like to discuss some of the things that are coming up in the near future, but first, I'd like to tell everyone we had a wonderful time at our second annual Friday Night at the Movies. We had more than 200 people in attendance, and it was a wonderful fundraiser. So thank you, everyone who contributed. Betty?
Okay, the next thing that we're working on with Youth Assistance is our camp program. We've done a camp program for the children in the Berkley School District for many years. What happens is that if you're interested in sending your child to camp, contact us at 544-5867 and we will certainly help you with it. We do not run the camps ourselves. We just arrange for the children to participate in camps that are already in existence. As an example, we send many children to the camps that are sponsored by Berkley, Huntington Woods, and Oak Park. Now those camps are day camps. We also have overnight camps, one of them being Camp Oakland. That seems to be the one that we do send many children to. We also have specialty camps. Many of them run by the YMCAs or the YWCAs. We also have camps for children with special needs. Now, in this economy, the way things are going these days, it's very difficult for families to afford camp completely on their own. If you feel that you would be interested with some help, certainly give us a call. The number again is 544-5867. Now, the other thing that we're going to do this year related to camp is we are going to have a special night on April the 29th for families who are interested in sending their children to camp, or in some instances maybe you've already contacted us and have made out an application. But we're going to hold that program so that we can get most of the forms filled out and discuss camps more fully with you. We hope we'll have some representatives from the different camps that the children will be attending. Now, in addition to that, we're also going to do on June the 9th, we are going to have a special program, and that's going to be to actually have a program preparing your child for camp. Now, this probably would be for parents who have already signed up their children and in many cases know exactly where they're going to go, etc. But this would be a very, very good program for you to attend if your child is attending camp for the first time.
And there's a very important thing I'd like to mention. We're going to be having our annual meeting on May 19th at the Huntington Woods Rec Center. The time is to be announced at a later date. If you're interested in coming and joining us that night, please call 544-5867. We'll be previewing what we're going to do for the new year and reviewing what we've done in past years. We look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Berkley Theater is undoubtedly an important part of this city's history. Now you can own a piece of Berkley history and help support the Berkley Historical Museum. Shirley McClellan is here to tell you how.
What we're doing in the museum is having a fundraiser and also preserving something that has historic importance that won't be used anymore. In front of me is a piece of the fire pole, and this is the pole which the firemen used to slide down when they had to go down and get into the engines to make a fire run. And also, because some of our firefighters were very talented, they used to climb up the pole holding on to various objects. Some even came down on purpose, carefully head first. They were sort of spectacular people. Because this is the longest piece that ever will be cut from the pole, we are going to auction this one in a kind of silent auction. And what we would like people to do is submit their bid. The bids have to start at $50. So anything over $50 could be the winner. And we are going to have a little basket outside the museum door for people to put bids in. And they can also bring them to the museum when we are open. And they can mail them to my house if they would like. The winner of the competition to get this lovely 8.5-inch piece of the original fire pole will be announced at Christmas time when we have our open house in the museum during the Berkley Days Parade. These are rings which have been cut from the pole. We are selling the rings deburred and polished for $5 each, and these also make very nice mementos. Personally, I'm going to hang mine on my Christmas tree, but there are a lot of other things you could do with them. And these curls, which are the shavings from the pole, pretty little things, aren't they? They could also be hung, or we are going to put some of them into lucite and make them into attractive little paperweights. They also are $5 for a curl. We've had a lot of fun preparing this. This is a small group, and all of them are volunteers, of course, so it takes us a while to get anything completed. But we move onward and upward, and we hope that all of you will be contacting us. You may come to the museum. You may call me at 544-1470 to order your ring. It takes about 2 weeks to get it ready to deliver to you.
The curtain rises on the Berkley Ice Show Friday, May 1st. Tickets are on sale now for the 16th annual show, The Name Game. Here's a name you'll remember, Nancy Keener from the Berkley Arena.
Hi, I'm Nancy Keener, and I would like to invite you to the Berkley 1992 Ice Show, The Name Game. We have skaters ranging in age from 3 years old all the way through adults. There's something for everyone in this show. Tickets go on sale April 1st at the Ice Arena box office. The ticket prices are $2 for senior citizens and children and $4 for adults. If you wait and get them at the door, there'll be $1 more. We'll have numbers about some famous musicals, Cats, Evita. We have Fred Flintstone and his dinosaurs. We have Mame and Hello Dolly. Should be a fun-filled time for everyone. So check the dates off on your calendar, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and join us here at Berkley Ice Arena.
In just a few weeks, Berkley residents will emerge from their houses, blink at the warm sun, and celebrate the return of spring with rides, games, and a parade. Yes, it's time for Berkley Days.
Well, basically, we're going to do a lot of the same things we do. Thursday night on the 14th of May, it will open up with just the carnival going. Thursday evening. Friday night, we've got the craft show opening at 5 o'clock inside the Ice Arena, and the carnival going outside. We will have Friday night also about 7:30, the council versus the Berkley Council of Civic Organization on our annual horseshoe pitching contest. Trophy is involved, so it's going to be a rough game. Everybody's practicing already, to the best of my knowledge, and it should be a fun game. And then Saturday morning we start out early at 8 o'clock with our pancake breakfast, and that will be sponsored by the La Salette Boosters this year. And then at noon, the craft show opens, the carnival starts all over again, and at 1 o'clock we have a parade going. And also all day Saturday and Sunday there will be the International Horseshoe Pitching Contest going right outside the Ice Arena. And then Sunday morning we start with the American Legion serving the pancake breakfast at 8. 9:30 we get the 10K race and the fun race going. That'll take racers all through Berkley, and it's a beautiful race to watch, if not to be in. And if anybody wants applications for that, they can pick them up at the community center or at the Ice Arena, or possibly here at City Hall also. There should be some applications done. And then we have our annual Dads and Moms Club versus City Council and City Employees baseball game. That is one you can't miss.
It's been fun peeking around the curtain here at the Berkley Theater. We'd like to thank the owners, Richard and Judy Comer, for allowing us to take you on a tour of this Berkley landmark. That's all for this month's Berkley News Update. We hope you'll join us again next month.